It's no secret that Affinity Photo has borrowed a lot from the Photoshop feature set. Here's how they can settle the score. I'm Abbey with photomanipulation.com, and I like Affinity Photo. She's fun, she's fresh, she's a good time, but she's not how I get my work done. When you dig in a trench for 10 years, you have no desire to start a new hole. I'm deep in that Adobe trench and there's no getting out. I'm on the all apps plan, y'all. So here is a list of my personal favorite Affinity Photo features that I want Adobe to straight up steal. Let's start right off with live gradients, because honestly, I can't believe Photoshop doesn't have this. I'm not sure if other Adobe software have better gradient tools, but the gradient tool in Photoshop is so sad. It's still just a guessing game. Compared to the gradient tool in Affinity Photo, you don't even have to commit once placed. I can sit here and do flips all day. I don't even use the gradient tool. I just feel bad for the people who do. And while we're here, let's just say live everything. Affinity Photo's big get from pretty much the very beginning were live effects. Everything is done live. Filters, layer modes, gradients, and even brushes, which is really nice when masking. I do see Photoshop slowly adding in more and more live filters and whatnot, but hopefully they prioritize that gradient tool, because man oh man. Feature number 2, a built-in frequency separation filter. For those who don't know, frequency separation is a skin retouching technique. It separates an image into two, a high frequency with texture and a low frequency with color. Makes retouching way easier. You can, of course, do this in Photoshop, but you either need to manually set the layers up yourself or use a third-party action. This is a super popular retouching technique, for better or for worse, and I just think it absolutely deserves its own filter by now. And Affinity Photo clearly agrees. Let's talk about image brushes. So Affinity Photo has a brush system that is almost as robust as Photoshop. And yes, you can install Photoshop brushes in Affinity Photo. What Affinity Photo has that Photoshop doesn't, however, are image brushes. It's a brush, but an image. An image brush bases its shape and opacity on the color values of the original image. It's a brush with all of its original color information, making flowers, flames, birds, all those other little details that come in brush form but need some work before they look good, way easier to place. Also, honorable mention, creating brushes in Affinity Photo is just a lot easier. You're able to just create a brush right from the layer, no need to open up a new canvas and create black and white images, blah 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 blah. Another feature I'm surprised Photoshop doesn't have yet, the ability to save your undo states. In Affinity Photo, you can easily save your undo states right in the Affinity file. So when you open the file back up, you can still undo. Your undos never reset, and this is baked into the AP file. So if you send that file to someone else, they will also have access to your undo states. Super handy, and I am super jealous. You liking this video and subscribing would also be super handy, because it helps me know to make more. It's also incredibly appreciated. Let's finish things off with a couple of Affinity Photo exclusives that I know people love, but I personally don't care about seeing Adobe iterate on. Personas. I know people love personas, and I get it. They do make things more user-friendly, and they have always been a big selling point for Affinity Photo. Adobe Premiere Pro does something similar. You have different workspaces for different tasks, which I like for Premiere and video editing. But for photo editing, with my personal workflow, I guess I don't see the need to be so compartmentalized. But I wouldn't be too surprised to see Adobe coin their own word for what are effectively just AP personas. And then a fully featured iPad app. It's absolutely worth mentioning that as of today, Affinity Photo is the only photo editing program that has a fully featured iPad app that has absolutely everything that the desktop app has as well. But I have an iPad and Apple Pencil and an overpriced fancy Apple keyboard that I actually really like, and I hate that I like it so much. I'm literally typing the script for this video on it right now. But despite all that, I cannot get into editing on the iPad. The iPad excels, in my opinion, more at digital painting. And if you're a digital painter on iOS, then let's face it, you're probably using Procreate. Not to say you shouldn't use the Affinity Photo app, or that you won't love it if you give it a try. Just that I'm not bothered by how lackluster the Photoshop iOS app is. But let me know what you think. Have you given Affinity Photo a try, made the switch completely maybe? Or are you down in the Adobe trenches with me? If so, I do have tons of tutorials to choose from, like this one where I walk you through how to create an iridescent fantasy skin effect. It's a real favorite of mine. I'm Abbey with photomanipulation.com. See you next time.